A rich old woman went outside with her maid for some work. While they were there, the maid secretly mixed poison into the old woman's bottle. A little girl sitting nearby saw everything. Then the maid distracted the old woman with conversation, took money from her purse, and put it into a basket. The little girl saw this too. She took the money from the basket and threw away the poisoned bottle so the old woman's health would not be harmed. The old woman shouted, "What have you done? You dropped my bottle." Then she checked her purse and said, "Where is my money?" The maid lied and said, "That little girl must have stolen the money." The old woman got angry and left. When the maid checked the basket, she realized that the little girl had already taken the money. The little girl followed them all the way to their house. When the maid opened the door, the little girl said, "I came to return the old woman's money." The maid took the money from her and angrily said, "Leave from here and don't tell anyone anything." Then she left the door open. A little later, the old woman asked, "Who was outside?" The maid lied and said there was nobody. After some time, the little girl quietly came inside and hid under the table. The maid said to the old woman, "Today I'll make a cake for you." But after preparing the cake, she once again tried to mix poison into it. The little girl saw everything again. The maid said, "Today I'll get her out of my way forever." Then she took the cake to the old woman and said, "I made this with a lot of love, just for you." The old woman asked for some water. The maid replied, "I'll bring it right away." But as soon as the maid stepped away, the little girl switched the cake plates and then hid under the table again. When the maid ate the cake, she immediately started feeling sick. The little girl then came out, and she and the old woman started smiling. The maid was shocked to see all this. Actually, the two of them had made a plan to catch the maid red-handed, and they succeeded. The old woman then told the maid, "We worked together and caught you red-handed." The maid finally confessed and said, "Yes, I wanted all of your wealth." The old woman immediately called the police. The maid was arrested. The old woman thanked the little girl and said, "From today, you will live with me." The little girl happily agreed, and that day, the little girl got a new home and a new life. Share your opinion in the comment box. What would have happened if the little girl had stayed silent? Share this video as much as possible so that more and more people can give their opinion.